Hello and welcome to this screencast. I'm Matty O'Boyle with Real Ear, and this screencast is for guitar pickers, people who play guitar, and it's going to dive a little deeper into how to get the most use out of the apps when you're playing guitar. So the first app I have open is the Harmony Ear Training app, and we're just going to use a simple example to demonstrate the most important concept for the apps with guitar players, and that is the getting your octave correct. So I recommend, especially when you're beginning and even intermediate ear training levels, to be practicing all your dictations with the corresponding octave of your instrument. So let's take a look here. The first thing we want to do is we want to grab just a simple G chord, an open position G chord. So I need to open this up, grab my G chord, and we're also going to work with a C chord. So we're just playing C and G and C. Open positions, first chords you learn on the guitar sometimes. Okay, now what I want to do is I need to know what octave. Here's my octave, and I need to know, by default it's in the fourth octave, and I need to know what octave corresponds to these open position G and C chords on the guitar. So I go over to this handout that you can download at realear.com, and I look for the root note for that guitar chord, the lowest sounding root note. And you can see here, when I'm playing the open G chord on the guitar, I want one of my fingers on the 6th string at the 3rd fret, and that's a G2. So we go back here and we just adjust the octave to 2. And what about the C chord? What octave would be the lowest sounding C note in that open C chord? Go back here and I see it's a C3, right? I'm on the 5th string, 3rd fret. So I put that at 3. And now, when I use the Harmony app, these dictations, the sound that I hear is going to correspond a lot more to what I'm actually hearing coming out of the guitar. And that will make your ear training easier. Just to consolidate our example here, let's actually add the D chord as well. And again, I have to ask myself, when I'm playing an open, D chord, the first beginner's D chord on a guitar, the lowest root note I'm going to have, the lowest D note is, go back to my chart here, and I see it's this open string. So I'm here on the 4th string, and it's open, and it's a D3. Go back here, make it a D3. So that may sound a little complicated the first time you do it, and then the second time you do it, you say, oh yeah. And then the third time you do it, you already remember what you need to do. So it becomes really, really automatic and really easy just with a little bit of practice. And now you have this set up to work on, for example, your open position chords. And that's how you do it. So then let's go over to a different app, Melody app, and say what I want to do is just do some melody dictations using those kind of lower notes. My lowest note, I want to be that G from the G chord. That's the 3rd fret, 6th string on the guitar. And we already know that that's a G2. That's my octave, G2. And now we'll add some other notes. Let's add these 2 notes from the chord, and we'll also add maybe an E. So now all these notes are going to sound really good, and they're going to be very comfortable for you on the guitar as you do your melodic dictations, because you're going to be playing that G from the G chord at the 3rd fret of the 6th string. You're going to be playing that B on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. You're going to be playing that D as that open 4th string, and then your E at your 2nd fret of the 4th string. So it's going to be very comfortable. It's going to fit very well on your guitar. Finally, to make your practice session complete, go over to the Arpeggio app. And again, the concept's the same. Imagine you just want to play some arpeggios on that G chord, but that G chord, which is the open G, on the guitar, you just take that and you put the octave over at 2, and then you can select the patterns that you want and run from there. Add a chord, and the concept's all the same. We saw that the open C chord was on the octave at 3. And do you remember what the D chord was? You got it. It's also on the 3. So now you're ready to do all kinds of ear training with your arpeggios and skill building on your guitar with your arpeggios, and the octaves will sound good. They'll sound correct, and they will match what's coming out of your guitar. So that's how you do it. Run with that, have fun with that, and see how it accelerates your music learning journey.